Good morning or afternoon, depending on where you are, and welcome to today's members-only webinar hosted by the Council for Disability Income Awareness.
I'm a clinical psychologist by training. I've been in clinical practice seemingly forever. The last 25 years I have really spent in workplace mental health, disability insurance, workers' compensation, a variety of roles with different companies. At this point, we have definitive evidence that being out of work is terrible for people. It has, in terms of negative health outcomes, negative physical health outcomes, negative mental health outcomes, new comorbidities. Mortality is higher. People die sooner. The whole notion of developing programs and ideas that really help facilitate people remaining productive, whatever way that is, got to be a real passion.
My background is in data science. I've been working with databases a long time. I started working with disability claims information about 15 years ago. As we got deeper into the data, we saw there was this huge correlation between psychosocial factors, mental health things going on, issues, if you like, and claim duration. I met Dr. Curte on the conference circuit and listened to some of his talks. We started off from very different perspectives, yet we've come to the same place, that psychosocial is what it's all about. And we can explore that, mental health and all those behavioral health and all those words that describe it. And we'll talk about that more this afternoon. The stigma is a big issue with mental health claims, and particularly in our industry and group benefits, people don't necessarily want to admit to having a mental health problem in an employment-related environment. And I think the difference between Ian's gone off work because he's injured his back again, as opposed to Ian's gone off work with another bout of depression, and maybe we even use the word breakdown. And it has a whole different connotation.
We have pretty good evidence that a huge proportion of visits to primary care providers, the underlying driver is that people don't feel well. They're depressed, they're anxious, they are, they're concerned about the stress in their lives, but the presenting problem often is pain or fatigue, right? We'd much rather be sick or have pain or be fatigued than we would be depressed or anxious. When it comes to an injury or an illness, we pretty much know how that's going to go. Barring complications, we know how long it takes to recover from certain injuries. We know how long to expect certain illnesses to run. As soon as we're beyond that point, we are no longer talking about the injury or the illness. We're talking about all of the things that are around it. And those things aren't necessarily comorbid conditions in the sense of a diagnosis, but they are psychosocial factors that influence recovery. And I think that's the thing we have to pay attention to is, what is that? What are what's getting in the way of people getting better? What psychological symptoms are going on? For one thing, if somebody's out for a long time, they're going to be anxious about that.
It's all in the data. We see it in the data. We see that claims that have nothing to do with mental health are scoring highly on our depression and anxiety scales, and coincidentally also have the longest durations, regardless of the diagnosis. And the percentage of increase when there's a mental health comorbidity on the claim varies. It might be 25% on some projects. We've seen as high as 40%. When you actually cost it out, we did a work with one client, and we worked out that they were paying 22,000 extra benefit days because of undisclosed mental health on their claims. And they were a medium-sized insurer, not a big one. So there's a huge cost associated with this.